Welcome back to The Providers, brought to you by SmokingIt.com. We got a good, fun show for you today. Greg and I go into memory lane on some old past rabbit hunts that were pretty fun. We had some adventures there. And then we bring up the topic of $1 or $2. What do you think about that? Also, let us know what you think about that. Stay tuned, kick back, and enjoy it. Thanks.
Like leaving footprints in the mud. As the crisp morning air stands up your neck of hair and your adrenaline starts to flood. When you're a provider, you understand the things the woods can do. How you can lose yourself in the things that you love, but you can find yourself in them too. Yeah, we're the hard-working, hard-hunting, freeze of fair land providers. Yeah, we're the hard-working, hard-hunting, freeze of fair land providers.
Who doesn't love making a delicious meal for their family? Smoking It Smokers allow you to do just that. Simply set the settings and walk away, only to come back hours later to have a delicious meal waiting for you. Smoking It Smokers, when only the best will do.
What's up, man? We're back.
We're back at it. You got to be getting excited about Ohio, right? It's coming up next weekend.
That's gonna be sweet.
Yeah. So what do you got? Is everybody going? Matt, Jay, Logan, everybody?
What about you?
Ron,
John's gonna go.
Nice.
Sam's gonna go.
Where are you hunting at? Are you hunting down at the cabin?
So game plan is, it might change a little bit, but game plan is more than likely we're going to stop at Piqua.
Nope. No, you're not.
We're going to run every deer off of that property, and they're not going to come back.
You don't have permission form signed.
I do.
I'm making a phone call.
I do, personally. Everybody else doesn't. Anyways.
I'm blocking you out of there.
I hunted there once. Well, actually twice. One time I really screwed up on a doe. The other time I passed up a buck. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So Matt's really excited because he said that you guys have trail camera pictures of a bunch of rabbits on there. That's just kind of funny.
We set up the cameras for rabbits. Gotta get them lower to the ground. You don't want them up as high.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm excited because that property's pretty flat compared to down by the cabin.
Right. I bet you will see a lot of rabbits down through there because it's thick and you got that creek bottom running all down through there. I bet that'll be a fun hunt.
It'll be pretty cool. And then from there, we're going to run down to the cabin and then we'll probably hunt Piqua the first day and then just hang out at the cabin, do whatever. And then second day, we just run at the cabin and Jay's house and probably call it good or whatever. But
nice. Well, that'll be fun. Man, I'm so bummed I missed that.
Yeah. I've always wanted to take dogs down there. Like, it's always been something that'd be like, oh my God, that'd be awesome. And then, I just didn't think we'd ever be able to pull it together. But.
Well, they'd been talking about it for a couple of years. And so you guys pulling the trigger this year, bummed out that we're not going to have the whole crew to go to Lynn and Dave's, but
I know it didn't work out to get up to Lynn. That's been a tradition of ours and, goes way back.
I was going to say that goes back quite a while.
Although you and I are still going to go. We're going in March.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll get another.
Get up there in March.
It'll be a different crew, but we're still going to go because I know Dave and Lynn love that.
Oh yeah. I want to get up there and do some rabbit hunting. So
do you remember back when we first started doing that? It was a long time ago. We had like me, you, Joe, Ron. Ron had Lily. Joe had, what was his dog's name?
I can't think of it.
Oh man. He was like a bulldozer.
It'll come to me. Yeah, it'll come to me.
Anyways, they were a great tag team duo with Running Dogs. Did I don't know if Todd went.
Todd was
one
probably
of the first years,
Todd
maybe.
maybe going back at that point.
Yeah.
Because you're talking a while ago.
Yeah. So we would stay at my in-laws' cottage. Then I think we were hitting up State Land.
Mm-hmm.
In that area, and then we hit Dave and Lynn's for like maybe an hour or two, like a half a day or something. But we were hitting up State Land, or we'd do Dave and Lynn's one day and State Land the next, or something like that.
Didn't something happen with Joe's dog up there?
Yeah. Well, it's not funny, but his dog, was it Jack? It wasn't Jack.
Oh, it might have been Jack.
Jack.
It was.
I think it was Jack.
Oh,
Okay.
Thank you, because I've been sitting here racking my brain. I was like, this podcast is going to go south. That's all I'm going to be thinking of is what the heck was that dang beagle's name? It was Jack.
I think so. So we go out in this State Land that we always think we're in a remote area for State Land, but we were way back in this 2-track somewhere. And we were in the same area as Dave and Lynn's, but we were on State Land. And we're running dogs, and Lily, Ron spent a lot of time training Lily, and she was a really good dog. And this was back before I was into dogs. Like, I didn't have any of my own. No GPS, no collars, no training collars like I have now. I know where my dogs are all the time now. I freak out if I don't see them on there, right?
Right.
So this was all, I'll call it old school, where you just ran your dog,
It was old. It was probably before training collars, honestly, or GPS
Well,
collars.
I mean, they probably were out. There were versions of it, but not GPS. I mean, you would have collars that you could train with, but it wasn't any GPS tracking, I don't think.
Yeah.
So, we go out there and we're way out and we're hunting for a few hours. And then you just hear Joe, Jack, like calling. Lily comes running up like, hey, I'm here, and we looked for that dog for the next 3 hours, whatever. And then finally Joe was like, I don't know what to do. Like, we're going to have to come back tomorrow or whatever. Well, it's an old houndsman trick that you can do, not trick, but whatever you want to call it. But Joe took off his jacket, which had Joe's scent on it and everything, and he put it on the ground.
Right.
And a lot of times a dog will come back looking for the owner because they'll check back, and then it's his scent is there. The dog will stay at the jacket or whatever. So we were hopeful that was going to work. We went back and no Jack. So it was like, what the heck? We just lost this dog. Like, he's gone. And so Joe's thinking, I just lost the dog. And we didn't know what to do. Sean, my cousin, he actually made some flyers and he put it up at the local sportsman shops. And, Dave and Lynn are in the area. They can, talk to people or whatever. And 2 weeks goes by. Joe's thinking, my dog's gone.
Right.
Gets a phone call. Hey, I think I got your beagle here. And like, what the heck? Like 2 weeks later,
yeah, it's crazy.
he finds Jack. And
if I remember right,
pretty sweet.
Wasn't Jack's like biggest downfall is that dog would chase deer?
Yeah.
Like
deer.
no other.
Right.
If that dog got on deer, man, it was go time.
And that's, that's one of the major things with my shot collars is everybody thinks, non-hunters think a shot collar's so bad, like you're being cruel or whatever.
Right.
But I have trained my dogs off of deer with that shot collar and had such an advantage over it. So what happens if for people that don't know, a dog chases a rabbit runs naturally in a circle, keeps the dog in the area, everything's contained to a degree, right?
Right.
And dog chases a deer run in a straight line, and they're just gone over roads, over, like
Right.
how many deer get hit,
Right.
by cars and stuff. So your dog's then now at risk chasing this thing, and they could be miles away from you. So I guarantee that's what happened with this dog is he just chased and chased and chased and chased that deer. And then,
Had no clue where he was.
yeah. And he's so far away, can't hear Joe, can't hear us,
Right.
like that's just the reality of what happens. But technology has come so far and helped us with that. And I can just look at my handheld and be like, and there's literally a dot for every dog, and it has their name, and there's a different color collar, and I can see exactly where they're at. I can see every road. I can, it's so reassuring to me. Like, I can't even go back like the other way. I've gone on rabbit hunts, made it halfway there. I did this last year or the year before.
It was 2 years ago, I think.
I've done it a few times.
Oh, you've done it with me. I know you've done it
I've
with
done
me.
it with you. I also did it with Ron, John, and my buddy Mike from work, and we were going, and we were all like, "Hey, this is the time we're going." All this stuff. My buddy Mike is all excited. He's like, "I've never rabbit hunted with dogs like this before." I get halfway there. We're literally on the highway, and I hit the panic button, kind of like when you're looking for your cell phone.
Right.
Crap, I don't have my collars.
Yeah.
Like, we're done. Like, what? I'm turning around. We're getting the collars. Then we're going to go hunt.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe that's to my own fault. My dogs are trained well enough that I don't ever have to go to shock anymore unless it's like a crazy situation.
Right.
Like, I can just call them and they're come right over. Like, they mind me really well. I'm just so used to it, and it's like my own safety cushion that
Right.
I use them. And they've also, like, we've read stories and stuff where dogs got saved because they chased a rabbit down into a hole and then got stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I've read stories where they're 6 feet down under the ground, stuck. And you would have never found that dog if you didn't have that GPS that took you right to that location. And then they had to dig the dog out. Like,
Crazy.
there's just crazy stories.
You remember when they found Joe's dog? How far away was that from where we hunted?
I want to say like 5 miles.
That's insane.
I
And he
think
he
it
had
was
2 weeks.
I think
so
it was
he
a ways. It was in the air, you know what I mean, in the greater area, but like
Right.
5 miles from where we were at. Come on.
I think the one thing Jack had going for him is he was an outside dog anyways. Like
Yeah,
he was
right.
he was chained up at Joe's and
Right.
had a house with straw in it and that type of thing, but
Yeah.
he was used to the elements, so
Right.
he was probably okay with that part of it. He was a tough old beagle, but
Man, that was a cool dog.
he
Like
was
him and Lily's combination, I loved it. Like, my dogs all hunt pretty similar, and there's so many dog styles out there, like fast, slow, hot nose, cold nose. Like, just, it's weird to think about, but there's like all these different classifications for what your beagles run, and Lily and him were kind of opposite. Well, not opposite in every direction, but Lily was a little bit more cold nose, where she could get an old track or a little bit older track, and then she could figure it out and then find it,
Right.
And she was really smart, so she would go to a brush pile and kind of like look, smell, but not really want to bomb, like kind of tiptoe
She
around
didn't
it and be
dive
like,
in.
yeah, she's like, let me see. Of course, her owner is Ron, so maybe there was a little bit of a
laziness.
thank you factor there where she was like, I ain't going in there. Also, Ron, every time I loaded up the dogs, I had a dog box. Eventually, when I got
Right.
beagles,
Mm-hmm.
and Ron was like, no, Lily has to ride in the truck,
Yeah,
in the
she-
cab,
she
in the
got to
front
ride.
seat, preferably.
Yeah, she got to ride in the
Yeah.
heated.
Right. But Jack was just a bulldozer. He would just go right through those piles, look
yeah.
through everything. Like, it was awesome. So it was a great combination. So
Yeah.
Lily would stand on the outside of the pile. He would bulldoze through the pile, kick the rabbit out, and Lily would take off
It's
and
like,
run.
oh, sweet, I got it.
Right.
I didn't have to get all tore up in there.
It was man. Those were fun times. That was
That was a long
so
time ago.
good.
Didn't Lily catch a rabbit? Didn't she catch a rabbit?
yeah. I witnessed her catch a rabbit. Ron said she's done it several times, but I watched her one time when she just came out of this brush pile and just hunk, and I was like, okay, guess we don't even need to shoot.
We're not going to shoot. Don't shoot.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, she was a fun dog.
That was
She hunted for a long time, too. She made it quite a few years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I remember running one time with her, state land around us, like Dansville area or whatever. And I decided to take this was before I ever had beagles. My neighbor, Nick, also had a dog named Jack.
uh-huh.
And so we ran Lily and that Jack. And I brought my Ruger 1022 and with a scope on it and all that,
Yeah.
whatever.
Uh-huh.
Pretty much squirrel hunting gun, And on the way there, Ron ripped on me so bad. Like, what are you going to do with that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you really think you're going to get a rabbit with a 22? And I'm like, first of all, I don't care if I get a rabbit or not. Second of all, it'd be a fun challenge. Let's just see what happens, whatever. Well, there's a creek. I jump on the other side of the creek, which is actually hard to find a spot to cross.
Yeah.
I got over there. Nick got over there. You guys are all on this side of the creek, running way down. And I just found a spot, hung out. Those dogs wrapped this rabbit all the way around, came up, stopped. And I'm like, no way. Plink. I was the one guy that got a rabbit.
With your 22.
Oh my gosh. I
remember
gave
that.
Ron so much crap over that.
Oh, jeez.
That was fun. Those are good times.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was.
I didn't realize how long ago that was until we just started talking
Yeah.
about it.
We've done a lot of rabbit hunts, though. Like, my oldest beagle right now is 13.
Yeah.
So, like, she goes and runs, and it's like if you saw Ron Van Meter run a mile, he would be dead.
I was going to say, I don't think I have to worry about seeing Ron.
He wouldn't
run a
be able to
mile.
move. So, like, I run, if I run her very limited. And Renee kind of retired her.
Yeah.
So she's in the house with us now and whatever. Then that's Daisy. Stormy is, I think, 12. She still runs, but I ran her the other day, and like 2 days afterwards, just picked her up, and she's like, "Ah!" You know what I mean? So she's sore. So, and then we got Crazy Smokey, who's like 5, and he's still got a bunch. He's like in his prime right now. So
It's got to be.
So that's so.
It's
what
gotta
I'm
be-
saying is that's 13 years.
I bet it's close to 20 to 22.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Lily was on.
We
her,
had been out of high
Lily was on the back end when I got my beagles. Lily actually taught Daisy,
yeah,
so we would run those two together, and Daisy ran her first rabbit with Lily. So that was cool.
and I'm thinking back to Jack. Joe probably got Jack. We'd been out of high school maybe 5 years, so that's
Yeah,
22-ish years ago. So that's
right.
crazy to think about. But so I was looking at a couple topics to talk about, and one thing that I think is super cool that happens in Michigan is that Black Lake sturgeon fishing season. You know what I'm talking about? So in Black Lake,
I'm like, nope.
no, that's sweet. So it's cool because DNR sets a limit on the amount of these sturgeon, because
Yeah,
sturgeon are like prehistoric fish.
They do that with
they're
muskie
super old
too, right? Or is muskie and sturgeon
I think a sturgeon's a slight differential, but they say the sturgeon's basically like a dinosaur, so they're trying to really protect it as a natural resource.
And muskie you can only keep like one.
Well,
Is that right?
I don't know on the muskies. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But the sturgeon season, they go out on Black Lake, which is known for having sturgeon. And this year there were 679 anglers, and you can either catch them on a line or you can spear them. I think a lot of people end up spearing them. So they all go set up on this lake. So 679 anglers.
I'm guessing if you spear it, you're going to keep it.
100%. It's not a throwback. DNR sets the limit. 6 sturgeon for the season.
For all
Total for the lake. 6. So 679 anglers. The season was done in 48 minutes.
How do you know?
The DNR are driving snowmobiles,
That's ridiculous,
quads,
dude.
everything. You get one.
Oh, it's in the winter. It's
through the ice. Yeah,
Oh.
this just happened.
oh.
So you spear a fish, you spear a sturgeon, you have to run out and like scream and yell, I've got one. DNR comes flying over, jumps on their radios. 1.
No way.
The next guy gets one, 2. So they were saying that back like 4 years ago, they went 4 over the limit because it was happening so fast that
Yeah,
they couldn't
like-
get them reported.
Right.
And they were like freaking out that they damaged the population because they killed 4 more than whatever the quota was that year. So yeah, this year's
Can you
black.
imagine if they actually wrote a ticket on that? Oh my god.
I don't think they got in any trouble. I mean,
Right.
obviously there's some human error involved in this, but yeah, 679 people go out there to try to get a sturgeon,
That's
and they get
crazy.
6 of them in 48 minutes, and the season's done. No more sturgeon fishing. So
Fish fry for all.
yeah, right. So the biggest fish this year was a female that measured 67.2 inches and weighed in at 79.4 pounds.
Holy crap.
So yeah, if you get a
What is
chance,
that? Okay, I'm dumb. Is that 5 feet?
5 feet is 60, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 48. Yeah, 60.
Holy
So
crap.
yeah, 5'7"
Can you imagine it? Okay, you spear it and then trying to heft that
Oh
damn
yeah,
thing out of there?
lift 80 pounds
Holy
through a hole.
crap.
Yeah, it's
That'd be
crazy.
exciting though.
It was cool. So the reason I looked it up actually is I think Michigan Outdoors TV did a segment on it a couple of years ago, and that was kind of how I learned about it. I was like, I wonder how the sturgeon fish went this year. So I just looked it up and checked it out.
So
Google it. Google Black Lake sturgeon fishing if you want to see pictures and stuff. It's pretty crazy.
okay. My mind goes in weird spots. So do they everybody has their setups already done, which I would think would have to be the case if it only took 45 minutes, right?
Right.
Meaning if you're going to spear, you pretty much have to take chainsaws,
Right. To
cut a huge hole out, like a huge square, get usually it's a big, huge shanty.
I was going to say,
that they're
they've
in.
all got
And then-
shacks over them. Something.
Right. Or either a shack or a tent or whatever, however they want to do it. But could you imagine if everybody had to start like it was a bass fishing tournament and everybody had to be at the dock and then they all had to run across the ice and then they'd be running with chainsaws?
I'd get out there, my chainsaw wouldn't start.
Yeah. Damn it.
Stupid son of a.
People's limbs are coming off because they're trying to chainsaw.
I flood my chainsaw and I finally get it to start 46 minutes into the season,
Right,
and they're like,
right.
well, we're done. Son of a bitch. Well, pack it up. Didn't even get a chance to open my bush light yet.
I'm like, screw it. I drill a 6-inch hole.
We'll stab one. It'll be fine.
Right. It'll be fine. I'll stab it and then you just cut around it.
Right. So the other thing that I looked up is diving back into my world of whitetails, because that's kind of where I like to live. I was looking up numbers for Michigan deer season 2025, and in the firearm season, DNR's reporting that roughly 130,000 deer were taken this year, which is 7,000 less than last year, which last year was down from the previous year. So they said over the course of the past 4 years, we're down 16% on deer harvest.
Whoa.
Which is crazy. So out of 130,000 during the firearm season, 48,000 of those were antlerless deer, which, keep in mind, antlerless could be button bucks, whatever.
Wait. Do those numbers one more time for me.
130,000 total. This is just firearm season. Just firearms. November 15th and November 30th. 130,000 total deer, of which 48,000 were antlerless.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And then the last number to throw at you on that is for all seasons. So starting with Youth and Liberty, all the way through late muzzleloader, all that, 296,000 deer taken in Michigan, which is down. And then I saw,
But
so hang on, one more. So
Okay.
Then I saw a chart that had like 9 states, probably your 9 big Midwestern states that deer hunt. Out of those 9, it was either 6 or 7 were down in total deer harvest this year. So I'm like, number one,
yeah,
why are numbers going down?
right.
Are we losing hunters? Are we not killing as many deer? And then the hot topic of what should Michigan do to make deer hunting better? And is that answer going to a 1 buck state? Is it going to antler point restrictions? Because you got 90,000 deer, roughly 85,000 deer.
We're bucks out of that number. That's what I was
Yeah.
getting at. It's like the
Right.
vast majority were bucks.
Mm-hmm.
What's crazy is I just had this conversation yesterday with someone at work, and he calls himself just a novice run-of-the-mill hunter he's a gun hunter, hunted for like 12 years, he said,
Okay.
goes out a few times a year, right?
Buys a combo tag.
Buys a combo tag, and he's just hoping to get a deer, right?
Yep. And hang on. So if you live outside of the state of Michigan, basically the Michigan combo tag is that you get 2 buck tags, one of which is shoot whatever you want that
Right.
has antlers over 3 inches.
Right,
And then the other tag, they call it a restricted tag. So it has to be at least 4 on one side.
right,
And that's what a combo tag entails.
right. So we brought up this whole, what happens if it was a 1 buck state? And he's like, okay. I'm a little shy to ask some of these questions, but what the hell does that do? Like, aren't you going to shoot less deer if you go to a 1 buck state? Like, people get 2,
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of broke it down with, first of all, everybody thinks 1 buck state, their mind goes to what? Bigger bucks. That's what I think. Everybody goes 1 buck state.
Well, it depends which side of the argument you're talking to.
Right. Well, somebody's going to say you're going to get better quality deer because if you think about it, we go out of state and hunt, and their mindset is completely different than ours.
Oh, yeah.
It is, no, I'm not going to shoot that because I only have 1 crack.
Right.
There's way better deer out here. I'm only going to, and then you come here and no one wants to go to Thanksgiving dinner and see their family that they haven't seen all year and say, the number one question that's asked Thanksgiving, I swear, other than do you think the Lions are going to win or lose, is did you get a deer this year?
Right.
And everybody is too prideful to say, no, I ate a tag.
Mm-hmm.
They all go, oh, I got a 6 point.
Yeah.
Oh, I got an 8 point.
Right.
And all we say is 6 point, 8 point, 10 point. That's all that we say. You go to a different state. What'd you get this year? I got a 145.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 160. I got they're talking score. They're talking how big.
Or I shot a 3.5-year-old.
Right. Or I was chasing what I thought was a 200-inch deer and I didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm okay with that. Like the conversation at the dinner table is way different than what it is here. And there's so many guys that say, and I used to be one of them. And the devil's advocate side here is when I was younger, I was stacking deer.
Yeah.
And it was all experience. And there's nothing wrong with that.
I still think that way for new hunters.
Right.
You need to kill deer.
I was excited about a 4 point. I was excited about an 8 point. I was, you know what I mean? It was just, let me get deer. And that there was probably a 10-year span where I probably limited out every year because it was like, deer comes in, I'm shooting it.
Sure.
So, and then I kind of, things evolved and like, I just started getting more picky and selective, well, there's so many guys that are like doing that same comment. What's the comment everybody says when they shoot a small deer, but they want the meat? You can't eat the
horns.
Right. Mm-hmm. But that 6 point was standing right next to a huge doe, but they don't want to shoot. They don't want to go to Thanksgiving dinner and say, well, I shot a doe. Everybody's like, okay, you wuss.
Or the other one that kills me is the guy that shoots a buck and says, well, it's not the biggest one ever, but
yeah,
like,
be proud of whatever you shoot.
Right. Yeah. That's already admitting you have some guilt.
Right.
For whatever you did.
Right.
But
granted, I've messed up and like 2 years ago in Ohio and shot what I thought was a bigger buck than I did. You've done the same.
No, I haven't.
That's not my deer. Yes, it is. But so the one argument is you're going to get bigger bucks.
Mm-hmm.
The other side of the table is we're going to shoot more deer, right? Because if you're shooting deer for you can't eat the horns, it's going to force these guys to start shooting does, which is then going to reduce the population as well. You know what I mean? Like we're overpopulated. Our buck to doe ratio is way out of whack.
At least in southern portion of Michigan.
Yes. I mean, in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure that that's fact, is our buck to doe ratio is,
I think down here,
crazy.
Yes, I know the upper lower peninsula.
Okay.
They're actually saying
they're good.
They're like, we have to be careful about how many does we're taking because they're actually back to being at a
what did they do?
Correct ratio.
What did they do?
Right. They went to the antler point restrictions.
Yeah,
which
they went to a restricted
people to not kill the little bucks. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That's proof right there.
Yep. And I go both ways on it because
on the topic
because you've got do not go both ways on that.
Sorry. Squirrel.
I tried it once. I wouldn't say I'd go that way. Okay.
College was crazy.
There were no 2 a.m. does.
All right.
So I think you run into the issue of there's still that group of people that think it's not masculine to kill a doe.
Yeah, exactly.
Those old school guys that are like, oh, I'm not shooting anything that doesn't have horns on it.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I got a buck. I'm a hunter.
And I also have said this before that I 100% support anybody who needs meat. Like there's people out there whose family only lives off of venison, and that's
Right.
100% fine.
Right.
But at the same time, I wish that those people would realize that does have the same quality meat that a buck does.
Right.
I actually prefer does if I'm
Right.
going to eat it. That's
Right.
my personal preference. But I think there's still that group out there that puts too much emphasis on, well, I'm not shooting does, and
Right.
therefore the herd gets out of whack. And now
Right.
at the same time, we're getting these 1.5 year old, 4, 6, 8 point shot. And
But guess what happens when what happens with that buck to doe ratio gets better?
a million things happen. Like the bucks have to work harder to find does, which means they move around more
Right.
during the rut. Like right now, bucks don't need to go anywhere.
Right.
There's 40 does that they can breed. The bucks don't have time to breed all of them.
Right.
So yeah, I mean,
Calls. You love calls. You love calls. Those will work way better.
yeah,
That like everything.
the rut's more fun because it's chaos.
Yeah.
Like there's competition to be the first one to a doe,
Right.
going into estrus, and the bucks have to move to seek the next thing. There's more abundant food sources for all of them. So not only are the does healthier, but the bucks are healthier, which means the bucks grow bigger antlers.
Right.
Like there's so many positive things that happen out of it that I don't know if antler point restrictions are the way to go, or one. I'd kind of like to see a combination of both antler point restrictions and a
Yeah.
1 buck rule, but that's asking way too much.
The hard part is the new hunters. Like, yeah, I don't want to discourage any new hunters. So
Right.
like if something comes in and it gets their heart pumping, I mean, it could take anything in your heart. Just, oh my gosh, like, okay, shoot it. But know that that's your deer for the year, unless you're going to go for does.
Right. And I think my first buck I shot with a bow was probably 30 inches.
Yeah.
It was a little tiny 6,
Yeah.
but I was so pumped when I shot that deer.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see people, you're right, I don't want to see people not have that opportunity, because
Yeah.
you have to kill deer to get comfortable.
In youth hunters, like there shouldn't be any restrictions on youth hunter. Maybe it's
A youth tag.
or a youth tag has $2, maybe, or
Sure.
something like that. Or if you're in maybe new hunters do a mentor program, even if you were to, if you were to start hunting today, then maybe you have like a 3-year, 5-year, whatever mentor thing that isn't like you have to hunt with someone particularly. Like if you've gone through hunter safety and you're an adult, then you don't have to be with a licensed hunter and sitting with them and all that crap. But maybe you have a different set of rules. That's probably getting way too gray area probably, but
But you're right. I mean, if it was just if it's a 1 buck state, it automatically makes everybody think.
Mhm.
It's
Right.
not, because I think a lot of times having these 2 tags, the first buck that walks in, they're like, "Oh, that one's dead,"
yeah,
because you've got another tag. You can still
I'll
wait
be
for that giant that you've been
100%
seeing.
honest. That's
like-
how I used to be.
Yeah. But that, again, though, that was us starting out and building into becoming an experienced hunter.
But you and I, that's all we know.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, I remember it was a $1 state, and then it changed.
Mm-hmm.
And it changed around the time we got into hunting. And I don't know the exact year or whatever, but I'm going to say early to mid 90s, they changed it to you can get $2. So it's like, it used to be that way.
Yeah.
Like, what's the what's the data from back then show, you know?
Well, and there's still too. I mean, there's a lot of 1.5-year-old bucks that can be 8 points. So technically you can still use your restricted tag on a 1.5-year-old.
Yep.
So you could still shoot a small immature buck, let's say 1.5-year-old 8-point, put your restricted tag on it.
Yeah, you'd flip it.
And now you're
Right.
still wide open to
Whatever
kill the
comes.
next 4-point that walks in
Yep.
on you. You know what I mean? So I think if we went to a 1 buck, at least it would drop the number of immature deer that get killed every year, which then gives them the chance to get a year older.
Right.
You know, I also don't like that our hunting season lasts for an
Forever.
eternity.
Right.
I mean, as a hunter, yeah, I love being able to go out in the woods from October 1st until,
Right.
you know, basically January 1st.
Muzzleloader season turned into anything season.
Right.
Right.
Like now, basically, once you pick up your gun on November 15th, you can pretty much gun hunt all the way through January 1st.
Right.
Like that's a
So-
long time to be able to shoot.
I also know this would piss off a lot of bow hunters. Probably piss me off too. But what if the early doe season was actually in October, like middle of October, you know, like something like that it wasn't 90 degrees when you're trying to go shoot a doe. It's just, that's the deterrent for me. And for a lot of guys, it's like, crap, if I go out, it's super hot. If I shoot the doe, what am I going to do? I got to get it to either a processor or I got to do something now.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge deterrent, I think.
And there's my processor doesn't even open for that weekend.
Yeah. Like there's the options are real
It's crazy.
limited on it.
Yeah. And
I'm not, and I know it would be tough. And it's probably because the DNR doesn't want to deal with, did you shoot it with a gun? Did you shoot it with a bow?
Right.
They probably don't want you out in the woods with a gun during bow season. So it might be a nightmare that way, but I guarantee they get more participation out of it.
well,
You know.
And we talk about Ohio a lot, and it's not because I think everything Ohio does is great, but we know it because we've been there. So we have a comparison. The Ohio youth season is November.
It's in,
It's towards the end of the rut, right?
yeah, it's I want to say the Saturday before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And it's
2 days.
still bow season down there.
Yeah.
They coexist.
Yeah.
So
But by doing that, you're giving the archery hunters that bitch that the kids are killing the big
Yeah.
deer before the season even starts.
exactly.
You're getting away from that aspect of it. The kids get to hunt towards the end of the rut, which is kind of cool because that's when the deer are running around having
Yeah.
fun. Temperatures are better.
Yeah.
Like there's things I feel like we could definitely fix. And
Too bad it takes the state House of Representative to freaking change anything. But
right.
also it's tough. Like hunters don't know what to do to voice their opinion. You know what I mean? Like where do you go? What do you do? You know?
Well, I don't think they've been listened to for so long, it seems like. I mean, there's been groups that have put a lot of effort into getting this done that
Yeah.
get absolutely nowhere. What's your thought? Because obviously the state of Michigan says, well, this all comes back to money, right? Like they want to take all the money they can from us. If you drop to a $1 state, do you raise the price of a single buck tag to make up some of that?
I mean, probably.
I think most people would pay that.
Right.
Like, I would say
There'll be a lot of people griping and bitching about it, but yeah.
raise the cost of the buck tag and lower the cost of the doe tags.
Yeah.
I would be all for that.
Yeah.
Like doe tags are stupid
Like I
expensive
said,
if you want to go out and kill a
before,
bunch.
have a free doe weekend. You know, whatever. Maybe that early doe season here's a free tag. Go ahead.
That would be awesome.
But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, or even you like we just talked about with that early youth hunt. Maybe it's doe only. they get a chance to do October, November type hunt for
Right.
$1 if they want to.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, you could do a free doe weekend, and maybe that's like a free youth weekend too, where take
Right.
your kid out, but it's a doe only type thing, and you could still catch those does out on the big food sources and that type of thing. But yeah, I think something's got to be done. It looks like there's a big push for it right now. You know, watching social media and stuff about trying to go to a $1 state, but
I mean, it gives me hope that that bait ban is being lifted, or looks like it's being lifted. They're making a motion for it anyway. So it gives me hope that something's being heard and things are, they're trying to make some improvements anyways.
Right.
So,
yeah, hopefully something comes about from it. And I know that you and I's opinion probably doesn't matter to most people.
right.
We've got our opinion on it, but we've also been hunting for a long time. And
What's crazy is our minds have been opened up to what we don't normally see because we've gone out of state.
right.
Right. So we've seen how other places do things. So you don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we're just used to it. This is just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go somewhere else and you're like, it's a whole different mindset here. Like,
Yeah.
this is ridiculous. You know, like, this is way better, you know, or vice versa. But
And the
I
other
think
thing I
better.
would say to that too is I don't go down to Ohio where it's a $1 state and hear anybody complaining that they're starving because they don't have enough venison.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Yeah.
solutions to it. Like,
Right.
I think it's a horrible excuse that, if we go to a $1 state, I can't kill enough to do
Right.
whatever. Like, there's ways around that if you're willing to kill does and that type of thing. So
Right.
I don't really see any huge arguments for not going that route, other than it's going to be a mindset change for some people
Right.
to have to get used to it. But you get 4 or 5 years into it, and like everything else, it becomes commonplace, and everybody's used to the process. So we'll see what the old DNR and the state comes up with for 2026, but
Yep.
hopefully something happens. That's for sure. But so we've still got a week left in our Smoking It giveaway that we're doing for the Smoking It camo hat and the sticker and the insulated Smoking It mug. So if you guys remember from the last episode, going until February 21st, if you guys throw in any pictures on our Facebook page, the providers, it can be anything from the outdoors. So we said deer, ducks, fish, turkey, you hanging out with your kids, whatever. Post a picture, that gets you one entry into the drawing. And if you shoot us an email with a question that we can address here on the show at theproviderspodcast@gmail.com, we'll actually throw your name in 5 times into the hat. So that's going to run through February 21st. Hopefully we get some good entries so we can draw a winner on that one. Steve's getting ready to head out of state. Probably taking the podcast equipment with him. So we probably got an upcoming podcast coming with Matt and Jay and Logan again. And you may see Ron Van Meter
Hope so.
make a guest appearance for the first time, trying to defend everything that you guys have heard about him. So they're going to be taking off doing that one here this next weekend. And we got a lot of fun stuff coming up here as we battle our way through winter and then start moving our way into turkey season. So I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in this week. We appreciate you. Make sure you're checking out smokinit.com. You can check us out on X. You can check us out on Instagram, Facebook. And if you want to watch it, you can check us out on YouTube. And we always appreciate you guys' support. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Love it.